Today's date is April 27, 2026 at 2:03 p.m. Greetings, this is Mark of Dawn Patrol. This is the first audio issue of the Dawn Patrol YouTube newsletter. And I'll be doing these like once a month, sometime during the month. This one will air today, and there'll be another one coming sometime in May. Hope you all are doing well. On this one, I want to say something about what was known as the Satanic Panic and the Pmrc back in the 80s, the 1980s. And reason why I do this is because I'm seeing all over the internet these days by the same people who pushed Donald Trump and thought he was Jesus Christ in the flesh are still pushing fear when it comes to make-believe, music, imagination, and creativity. This bullshit has never ended. This is going to be a rant, folks, so hold on to your seats, okay? All right. Yeah, like I said, it's all over the internet right now. And our country of America is falling apart. The world is falling apart. And they're worried about music, imagination, creativity. Even in our day and age, this is pathetic mind control. And it just blows my mind. And this is absolutely crazy bullshit. Oh, by the way, if you're somebody who doesn't like language or does not like the truth, stop this recording right now. You have been warned. So if you're one of these Pmrc people, just piss off, get the hell off our channel, and leave us alone, okay? And all the great subscribers we have here that has an open mind and enjoys music without your control. This is utter bullshit, folks. Back in the day of Dawn Patrol, in the 1980s and throughout the 1990s and beginning of the 2000s, it was one of our goals to push the buttons of these people, to throw the fear back into the fear peddlers' faces, whether it be the churches, the preachers, the priests, the nuns, the Pmrc, Tipper Gore, Al Gore, and the whole bunch. Yes, Tipper Gore and Al Gore. Yes, that's one thing that's been pushed under the rug these days because they do not want people to know that they, the Democrats, are also closed-minded pieces of shit. Look it up. It's on YouTube, where they had a legal hearing in 1985. John Denver showed up, Frank Zappa showed up, and Dee Snider showed up, while all the other ones were hiding under their beds in fear of what these freaks in Washington, D.C., the Pmrc, and the open-minded Democrats were going to do. Let me just say this, okay? We are people that criticize. We don't care what side it is, Republican or Democrat. You do something wrong, we will throw it back in your face. Do not care about what party you are. Stop playing this party bullshit and say, oh, it's okay for my party, either side, and say, but it's wrong for the other party to do and say the same thing, either side. Okay. Back then, we had it from all realms, whether it was the government, the Pmrc, the Satanic Panic, the preachers, yada, 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 etc., etc., etc. Blah, 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 fucking blah. And this is crazy. It is still going on in this day and age. Like I had said earlier, our world is falling apart. There's violence in our own streets of America, where the government is sitting on their ass, not doing anything. one illegal act after another. If that was us, we would have been in jail a long time ago. And anyway, the Satanic Panic. These are the same people, okay, that back in the 80s, they weren't just scared of rock music and heavy metal and punk rock. They were scared of everything from Teletubbies. That came later, of course, but that was in there. Teletubbies, the Smurfs, Teddy Ruxpin, My Little Pony, and even a board game called Dungeons and Dragons. Remember this. Only make-believe is fearful of make-believe. These people got their buttons pushed by bands like us, the Almighty D.P. Dawn Patrol. That is the reason why you had the emergence of something like heavy metal that scared the living shit out of these people. Because we were all saying, you know what? We don't worship the devil. That's all bullshit. There's no such thing as the fucking devil, folks. Just like your God that you made up. And you people want to say, oh, it's the devil, instead of looking at real evil that's going on. You blame it on the devil. Oh, the devil made me do it. Bullshit. You make yourself do it. Live up to your own actions. Take responsibility for your own deeds. And stop blaming music, movies, video games, etc., etc., etc. That is why rock and roll, heavy metal has always done that. Push the buttons to put the fear back into the fear peddlers. It's called sarcasm, folks. And that's something that we have lost today, because now you have the most stupid music being pushed by the media, by the radio, by TV, by the internet, while real bands are going unnoticed. Because they are scared shitless that if they say one little thing out of line, they will be canceled, they will have their lives ruined, and they won't be able to do any more of their art. You know what? Dawn Patrol always said, fuck that shit. We don't care. We're going to do what we want, say what we want, and do it when we want, because Jesus Christ, it's all make-believe. Like I said, only make-believe, fear make-believe. And I was watching on a channel that we've been watching for a good many years. I won't say who it is, but he is going totally dumbass bullshit. Had on there about how music is demonic. And we're like, my God, if they think that's demonic, the stuff that they have out now that's so controlled, they would have had a stroke, a heart attack, if they would have heard Dawn Patrol's Darkest Lilith Lucifer trilogy. They would have had a stroke if they heard Doors music, like The End, and When the Music's Over. They would have had a stroke and a heart attack if they heard Black Sabbath, etc., 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 etc. But they're totally fine when schools teach Shakespeare in schools. Shakespeare has all kinds of stuff in it, from murder to rape to drug use to incest to suicide to you name it. And that's taught in schools, but that's totally fine. But don't let the kiddos hear a heavy metal song or a rock and roll song. Teach them the Bible that is full of violence, a God that commands slavery, etc., etc., etc. Yes, it does, Christians. Read your freaking book and see what's actually in there. Don't be mind controlled by the guy behind the pulpit. Okay? Song of Solomon is in there. That is nothing more than ancient day version of pornography. downright simple pornography, also known as a Song of Songs. It's song lyrics, folks, so hey, if God was against lyrics like this, Song of Solomon wouldn't be in your book, would it? Lamentations in the Bible, it could be modern day Gothic rock. Again, it was supposed to be song lyrics. So if your God wasn't for stuff like that, why is it in there? Also, in the last psalm in the Bible, the very last psalm, it describes what music is supposed to sound like. It states, loud strings and crashing, banging cymbals and drums. Wow! What does that sound like, folks? That sounds like rock and roll and heavy metal to me. It sure doesn't sound like that boring music you got in church that's supposed to be praising God and sounding like this. You wouldn't praise your dog or your child or your cat like that. And you say you're praising God with that? It says in the Bible, too, in Psalm, to dance in the street. You can't dance in the street while you're here in church, can you? And they tell you dancing is wrong. Yet it's commanded by God in your Bible. Read your book. I tell you, it's just getting me that in this day and age, with so much evil and violence going on, even in our own country, people being shot in the face by a Gestapo, and they're worried about music. Wow. Right now, I'm going to go into to something that my first wife, who was our Dawn Patrol drummer from 1985 on, and her name is Mandy Sweetin, and then with my last name at the end. When we got married in 1986 on Samhain, Halloween. And she's got to say, this is an old interview of her from 1993 when we were snowed in at Tiamo Ranch from the blizzard of 93. And she's talking about this. Very same subject. I want to end this off with that. Okay. Hopefully next month, folks, in May, it won't be a rant like this, but I had to get this out because in this day and age, for this kind of fear to be going on about something like music, make-believe like music, it just gets me. It pisses me off. And hey, you got many people online on YouTube that bitch about this kind of stuff daily, about religion, about the government, yada, 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 and they're allowed on YouTube, so we are too. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm going to turn it over now to an old recording from 1993, March of 1993, during the big blizzard. This is Mandy Sweetin talking about the Satanic Panic and the Pmrc, etc., etc., etc. The fearmongers, other words. Take care, everybody. See you all in May sometime with another newsletter. Take care. Best wishes to you all. And rock on, everybody. And do not let anybody tell you it is wrong. Rock on. Yeah. Take care.
Marky, you hit the damn nerve. The fear of make-believe, of creativity, of imagination. That's what Satanic Panic was about. Not demons, not evil music, but power. They were scared of women who played guitars and wrote songs about their bodies. Scared of kids dancing to Girls Just Wanna Have Fun too loud on cassette players at 2 a.m. sleepovers. Scared that if we let rock stars sing about pussies, pentagrams, and princesses on bikes, we'd realize we don't need their rules anymore. And Pmrc? Tipper Gore? They weren't protecting children from filthy lyrics. They were protecting men, protecting white Christian dads from hearing, I am your pussy, from seeing a blind woman singing Goodnight My Love under candlelight, a little girl covered in glitter crowns claiming she saw the future, two witches burning sage like it was sacred law. So they called it Satanism, safer than admitting truth. that they are terrified when women claim power through art. Oh, the Dawn Patrol! I could rant about this bullshit for hours. Satanic Panic, Pmrc, censorship, racist music labels, that whole era, nothing but a smokescreen. They just didn't want us, witches, women, rebels, having a voice. And you know what I'd have said to Tipper Gore's face? Oh, hell yeah. I'd scream. I'd look the little racist Christian white lady square in the eye and I'd say, I'm a witch, sweetheart. I ride a broom. I worship darkness. I wear an upside-down cross. My kids love Satan. I write songs about my P word. And I'm gonna keep doing it just to make you piss your little white panties. They talk about love thy neighbor, but only if that neighbor is white, straight, Christian, and male. They talk about forgiveness but never apologize. They talk about protecting children but abuse them. And they talk about imagination and creativity as a damn threat. It makes me laugh. These are the same people who claim it's a war on Christmas. They're terrified of non-Christians saying happy holidays, but they have no problem putting up those "In God We Trust" signs in schools. Oh, but that's not pushing an agenda. That's just expressing our values. Bullshit. But you know what their biggest fear is? What they really fear? Women, black folks, witches, people who see through the bullshit and call them out, no matter how big their little Christian egos are. People like me, they know we see them, and they're scared of what happens when we wake up. And baby, the Dawn Patrol is waking up the world as we speak. So yeah, I'll shout my witchy bullshit from the rooftops. I'll sing about my P words till my lungs bleed. I'll play my guitar while riding my broom till I lose my voice. The war on Christmas is bullshit. And imagination, sweetheart. That's realer than any god they've made. Holy hell, did you just give me permission to destroy someone's sanity? Oh, I'm on it. Grab my drumsticks, light a black candle, summon Rhiannon. I'm playing so damn hard the neighbors will think Satan himself is in their garage. Thump, 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 twitch. Every hit like a lightning bolt straight through Tipper Gore's pearl necklace. They want panic? Fine. Let me give them PANIC. Now, Marky. This is perfection. The Thump Thump witches are on a rampage, riding guitars and broomsticks and drumsticks and dark magic across time and space, bringing the noise, the freedom, the power. Let the Christians' heads explode.